Hello, my friends. I did several short readings today that all talked about betrayal and deception and were just secrets, all kinds of unpleasant things. So I decided to do a longer reading to try and figure out what the heck is going on, since this is coming through so strongly today. And I started out with the Tarot of the Orishas to help you figure out if this is your reading. So, 3 of Fire. Things aren't, things look good on the outside right now as far as your employment goes. You appear to have freedom and autonomy. You appear strong. You believe in your free will and strength of spirit, or at least you seem to on the outside. I kind of suspect that's not really what you think, but then we have what's going on behind the scenes. Once again, the moon has shown up. I think that's the 3rd reading today. That's a lot. 3 different decks. All right, so the moon. There's much that is hidden. You are hiding a lot. You are hiding addictions. You are hiding bad habits. You are hiding how you really feel. Which is depressed and sad, grief. You don't feel free. You are probably very fearful. I'm not sure that you are speaking the truth to yourself or to anyone else. All right. We also have Elegua and the Fairies and Sylphs. Elegua does not have any counterpart in tarot. It is related to employment, and it is generally a very positive card, but if it is badly influenced by other cards, which it most definitely is, then you get lack of work, unemployment, fatigue, isolation, wrong interpretations. Next we have the Fairies and Sylphs. This is a message from the element of air. So you are consumed by your fantasies or illusions, delusions. You are failing to see things as they really are in favor of your self-indulgence. And you are losing credibility with everyone. You're losing credibility with your friends and family, and also in the workplace. You have abused your security, and you have let yourself go down a very dark path. So this deck doesn't really do reversals, but just so you know, both the Elegua and the 4 of Fire came out in reverse, which is partly why I'm reading them so negatively, but partly because of the moon and the previous readings I've done today. The message has been very consistent. So, the 4 of Fire, this concerns your friend group, your family, your community. And again, things aren't going well there. The good times are not yet finished. Everything has not yet finished falling apart. You didn't get the Tower yet. But there, in the upright, there is humility and gratitude. Obviously, it's in reverse. There is a lack of humility and gratitude, and it's gotten severe enough to affect the entire group. I am not sure whether it's just you lacking humility and gratitude, or perhaps many members of your friends and family community. So, we're off to an unhappy start, to put it mildly. All right. And I think the tarot, no, not that one, Muerta. Santa Muerta Tarot wanted to come out next. And I put it back. My mistake. All right. So, let's see what tarot has to say to you. I hope you are able to hear this message and understand it. It seems like an important one. All right, Santa Muerta Tarot. Ace of Wands. Again, an indication of a lack of gratitude. This is interesting. You have the world. Let's see, will everything show? I think so. So the world is the end of a chapter and the beginning of a new one. So not really a bad thing. Although, of course, if you're hanging on to your old world, old chapter, you might see that as bad because it's going away. The next chapter of your life is waiting to be written. We have the sun again. Well, that's promising. The next chapter of your life could be a very happy one. I think change is coming for you very quickly. Not that you're necessarily ready for it. So, I think it's going to wear you out, this change. Or maybe it is wearing you out. So back to the beginning for you. That's not necessarily a bad thing because, look at this. All right, you're feeling really negative about what's going on. But it looks like it's unavoidable. Six of Cups. It's time for you to start over. And you have the Nine of Wands. So, tired. Feel like you've reaped a lot of pain and suffering. But you did also have the Four of Cups, which is a stop feeling sorry for yourself card. Practice gratitude. Meditation. Your footing is going to be tricky for a while. You need to seek balance within yourself, within your life in general. You have been Knight of Wands in reverse, so unreliable, somewhat out of control kind of person, always running around, doing whatever feels good to you in the moment, with no real thought or consideration for what comes next. Of course, here you are. King of Swords. Harvest of Thunder. He keeps showing up. So, I'm assuming that's who you are. Or who you are becoming. I'm really not clear on whether or not you're a King of Swords in the upright or a King of Swords in reverse. Probably you go back and forth. So, King of Swords in the upright. You are decisive, cool, calm, collected, intelligent, capable of being, of making good decisions. And then other times, you are the Knight of Wands. Hot-headed, irrational, quick-tempered, just running off and doing whatever strikes your fancy. Not really capable of staying power, except you are in certain areas, I think. I mean, the Nine of Wands is someone who's been persistent and stuck around long enough to get wounded, at least sometimes. But you've got tricky footing ahead of you. How about guidance for this King of Swords? All right. Too much visual clutter. Anyway. Guidance for the King of Swords. Time to take a break, a pause. Time to accept the changes that are coming your way. So, sacrifice is an element of the Hanged Man, which is who you have here. And it seems like your old way of life is not working out for you. And that is what you will have to sacrifice. Your old way of being, your old way of living. Yep. You're being called to take the fool's leap, to have faith in the changes that are headed your way, to have faith that things will work out, life will be better. I'm trying to make sure everything fits in the frame. But they can't stay the same. You had the Four of Swords, which is generally a time of rest. And again, the idea of a pause. And now we have strength, looking within, conquering your inner demons, having compassion for yourself, and coming to terms with your emotions, which are probably the things that scare you the most. I mean, you're the King of Swords. Being in touch with your emotions is not really your thing, but it lies in your future. The King of Cups is very, very emotionally intelligent. So that is where you are headed. And it will probably mean a big change in your friend group. Yeah. Because if your friend group has been consistent with and a Knight of Wands in reverse, that's going to be very incompatible with someone who's emotionally intelligent. So death, transformation, rebirth, the dissolution of everything that you have known so that something new can be born. It doesn't seem like you are in control of what's happening now. Not anymore. These are all major arcana cards. I mean, you've got Judgment, Death, Strength, the King of Cups, the Fool, the Hanged Man. So you've got who you are, who you're supposed to become, and everything else is a major arcana card. So, if you're feeling like you're not really in control of what's going on, you're not. Although I recommend you don't fight it. You've probably been fighting it. You're the King of Swords. Why wouldn't you struggle and fight it? You've got your weapon handy. You're all ready to fight. You're a Knight of Wands in reverse, or at least you have been, so you're ready to rush in and start something. But yeah, they're all major arcana cards. So you're up against the divine. You're not going to win. I suggest you sit back and just do your best to go with the flow. I know that's not easy advice, but also the Hangman is a surrender card, and that's where you're at. You're at the point in your life where it's time to surrender to the divine. And by that, I mean you are being called to have or develop the spiritual side of your nature and of your life in general. So, that's my recommendation. Surrender. Good luck.